This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right to the news. Well, Sheff G announces that in New York City, you only have to do 4 years out of a 5-year bid. I've done 3 years already out the 5, which means I only have 1 year left. Oh, okay. So basically he has, and then he says, I'll be back. And then he says, days left till I return, 2 days, 21 hours, and 16 minutes. But I thought he said he had a year. Okay, we'll just see. Maybe he did a little over 3 years, and maybe he's going to be out to a halfway house after this. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I have no idea. But if the judge, if a judge also came out and said there was a lot of evidence saying he wasn't the one that did it, I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna be honest. You know, like he already did a lot of time away. Shannon Sharpe calls out the Breakfast Club. They said that there was a money resolved outside of court for the girl that was accusing him of defamation, him and Chad Ochocinco, for that Usher concert where cherries were being served in her mouth and all that. They were clowning her. She wanted money because she just saw Shannon Sharpe pay out $20 million to that OnlyFans model that he was in a relationship with. Well, he had to squash this because everyone's going to be coming after him for money now. So he says there are several inaccurate media reports that speculate on monies being paid to Miss Tillman. These statements are completely false. Yeah, it's important to get ahead of that kind of stuff. Then we got Little Baby and Plaque Max's stream. Plaque Max is kind of like exposed. Plaque Max, I don't even understand what he does. Like, I guess he makes beats, but like a lot of people say he's just an engineer, and he just started like going live with like different bigger acts. Probably the Phase thing helped him, and he does these sessions, and they're, it's cool to get a perspective of that. But I think he's starting to like really feel himself. He gets like kind of saucy with Little Baby at times during this one. Little Baby likes his stuff recorded a certain way, and Plaque Max was like, "Yo, gang, how you want it?" And I was like, "What?" And Little Baby's like, "You're doing too much. Like you're showing off beats, and then you're like, they're really samples of beats." He was like, "Yo, this is a Jay-Z beat right here. Like if you don't like it, you don't like Jay-Z." It's like, no, you sampled the Jay-Z beat. What are you talking about? Like, where's the pride in being original anymore? You know, like these newer age people come out and be like, "Yo, if you don't like this, you don't like Kanye because I sampled it from Kanye." You copied Kanye. That's all you did. There's nothing original here. You're not a genius. You're not that great. You're not that great. Stop copying other people that have already done stuff. You know. You can get inspiration from it, and yeah, it's okay to start out that way, but you got to come into your own style. And those are the people that always hate on you. Yo, a lot of people used to copy me. I'm not gonna say no names because I don't want to start no problems. But there was this film guys that used to come up to you all the time during the DVD days. Yo, you inspire me. Da 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 da. And I'll be like, yo, cool, yeah. 2 years later, when I was doing the World Star thing, they tried to creep up, and then they were just talking smack. Yo, Jordan ain't that. Hire us. Then I was like, it's always those people, man. It's always those people, bro. Like, if you know, you know. AOL, they shut down their dial-up. I thought that happened 20 years ago. Dial-up has been gone, but I guess they still had some people who had dial-up. I don't even know they sell dial-up modems anymore. But finally, it'll shut down. They says, "Oh, we've decided to discontinue dial-up internet. This service will no longer be available in AOL plans." AOL still exists? What? Travis Scott vibing to Drake's Nokia. He just wants to get back in the club, man. Meanwhile, Drake's over there recording his album, and I hope the album's good because I'm gonna be honest. The What Did I Miss is okay, and then the one with Central C is like, this album could be doo-doo. He might not, I don't know. He comes out with a song here and there every once in a while, but like, maybe this wasn't humbling enough for him. This whole experience with Kendrick Lamar. The album he did with Party Next Door was good. I liked about half of that. But that's not like normal Drake music. That's like, I don't know. That was like a fun album, right? Rob Markman says a lot of women at this clip show going word for word too. He's directly responding to Academics. Academics says this is another level pathetic. Yo, listen, the clips is still important. You might not like the clips because they went at Drake. And yeah, Pusha T's interviews are absolutely annoying. But they're still very talented in what they do, and they're very necessary for the culture because nobody's spitting like that anymore. That's important. Like, to preserve hip-hop and rap. People don't realize how close it is to being over. It's always... this happens. This happened in 2009, 10, 11. There was a lot of garbage out here, and I filmed some of it. But they were paying customers, so I had to film. But, like, still, a lot of rap was garbage back then. And then we went through a better cycle a little bit, and then it got back to being garbage. There's, like, plenty of good stuff, but there's a lot of garbage because that cost of entry keeps getting lower and lower and lower. And labels aren't, like, really picky anymore. It's like, yeah, you got a little motion, they'll put you out. Busta Rhymes. Now, listen, you guys have it all wrong. I do realize that he's a legend, okay? But the replay value isn't there. His son's over there talking about, my dad is top 5. If he's not in your top 5, you got to reevaluate because nobody would go against him in versus. Okay. Bro, top 5. Busta Rhymes is definitely not in the top 5. Sorry, okay? I don't care how much he sells it to you with his animation and everything. He's just a legendary artist. He had a great career. He made a lot of commercial hit songs. That's what he did. And he was on a label that pushed those commercial hit songs, okay? But a lot of them were for the time. There's not a, you could some of you in the comments say, "Oh, I still play Busta Rhymes today." Okay, some people do, I'm sure. He still has monthly listeners every month, but I'm just saying it's not like the same as like Nas, Cam'ron, like all that stuff. Like even 50 Cent. There's a lot of artists that have a lot more replay value. He was making music to go commercial. That's the difference. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. He got a lot of money from doing that. Meek Mill says this run's different. Right here for the ones who didn't believe. What run? What are you talking about? Bro, you're having trouble selling 6,000 albums the first week. It's time to reevaluate and maybe hit the studio with different people because it ain't working right now. I don't get it. It's like because he hangs out with billionaires, he thinks he's entitled to success. I don't get it. And this is probably a lie. DJ Khaled. So they're saying DJ Khaled spoke out and said, I could speak out about Palestine because he's Palestinian, right? But I'll lose all my endorsement deals, so I can't. He never said that. There's no way. He just does not address it. But that's the truth. He would lose all of his endorsement deals. It would become you're picking a side. But he's picked sides before. But you know what? He does stay out of a lot of stuff. He stays out of the Drake stuff. He doesn't even have Drake's back. When Drake saved him multiple times. He doesn't have his country's back. He's a very selfish person. That's all I could say. And he's always been that way. I've worked with him before. He's just very selfish. He won't help you out unless it benefits him greatly. That's just how some people are, and you got to take it for what it is. Anyways, I'll get back to some more news in a minute. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. I hope you guys are having a great, chill Sunday, and I'll check you guys later. Peace.